E.N.D here. We are in day 3 of the spoilers for Throne of Eldraine. The first day was the launch of the set and the inclusion of the set in Magic Arena. The second day were the cards spoiled for the Planeswalkers deck, and today starts the official spoiler season for Throne of Eldraine. Let's see what cards have been spoiled today. We have a couple of new mythics that we need to know about. First card, Juicing Dummy. Juicing Dummy for 2. It's a 2/1 artifact creature. It's a knight. For 3, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Brimstone Trebuchet for 2 and 1 red. It's a 1/3 artifact creature wall. It has Defender, it has Reach, and you tap and deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever a knight enters the battlefield, you can untap it. Wild Will Tracker for 1 green. It's a 1/1 elf creature. When it attacks or blocks, if you control another non-human creature, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Fairy Guide Mother. This is one of the cards that has the adventure mechanic. That means that you can play the creature for 1 and you get a 1/1 creature with flying, or you can play first the adventure Gift of Fate for the target creature gets +2/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. Exile the card and then you can play the creature afterwards. Wicked Guardian for 3 and 1 black. It's a human noble. It's a 4/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it deal 2 damage to another creature you control. If you do, you draw a card. Return to Nature, 1 and 1 green. You choose one, you destroy target artifact or enchantment, or you exile a card from a graveyard. Turn into Pumpkin, 3 and 1 blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner hand and you draw a card. This has the element mechanic or ability. At least if you tap 3 blue mana to cast the spell, you create also a food token. Joust for 1 and 1 red. It's a sorcery. Choose target creature you don't control and the creature you control. The creature you control gets +2/+1 and they fight. Very good removal spell. Burning Yard Trainer for 4 and 1 red. It's a 3/3. It's a human knight. It has trample, it has haste. When it enters the battlefield, another target knight you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. Enchanted Carriage for 5. It's a 4/4. We have a vehicle in this set. Vehicle were very successful cards in Kaladesh, and we have another one here. It has crew 2, and when it enters the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 white mouse creature tokens. Mystic Dispute, 2 and 1 blue. The spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a blue spell. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. It's a very strong counter spell, especially against blue, and I'm sure this card will see some play or some sideboard in other formats. Once Upon a Time. It's a 1 and 1 green. If the spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or a land card, put it into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. This is a very interesting card. First on its own, if you're going to use this card as your first spell, you don't need to pay any mana. That means that you can play this card anytime during the game. It has to be the first spell. This is very different from the ley lines, because a ley line has to be in your opening hand to play 3. This has to be the first spell you play in the whole game. Murderous Rider for 1 and 2 black. It's a 2/3 zombie knight. It has lifelink. When it dies, you put it in the bottom of its owner's library. It has an adventure. Swift End, 1 and 2 black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. You lose 2 life. Very interesting card. Very interesting creature. You can remove a creature, then pay the 1 and 2 black and play the creature spell. We have the showcase of this card. It's a beautiful artwork, and obviously it's the same mechanics and same ability, but with different art. Doom Foretold for 2, 1 white, 1 black. At the beginning of, it's an enchantment, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, the player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life, you draw a card, you gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with visions, then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. This is a very card that can be devastating, and it will be a very interesting card if you can build a deck around it. Royal Science, 1 and 1 blue and 1 red. We already saw this card as it was leaked. 4/5. This is the only and the first and only Planeswalker that has 2 Planeswalkers, Will and Rowan. The +1 has 2 +1s. Draw a card, then discard a card. The other +1 up to 1 target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample until end of turn. The -8, draw 4 cards. When you do, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. Last card, this is a mythic card, new mythic, spoiled now, Questing Beast, 2 and 2 green. It's a legendary creature, it's a beast, it's a 4/4, it's a mythic, it has vigilance, it has death touch, it has haste, can be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can be prevented. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target Planeswalker that players controls. Very strong card, very powerful card, and I think green has a very, very strong card in this set. Here there's a subscription button. Subscribe for my channel for more spoilers about Throne of Eldraine and anything related to Magic the Gathering.